Not the Collector with me, Jace, and for those of you that follow the community section for this channel, no, this isn't the video I said it was going to be. I apologise, that one is coming. I'll tell you briefly what happened. I'd had the email off Weta saying that the cave troll, the payment had been gone through, paid, whatever, and that your item will be shipping soon. Literally within a couple of days, I had an email off FedEx saying, we've got your parcel to be delivered on Monday. So I assumed, I'll have to be that then. And because it was just a number, there was no description of what it actually was. So you can imagine my surprise when, yesterday it was actually, I got delivery of this. I knew straight away. It was actually following on from my newfound love of original artwork. This is, anyway, yeah, to do with that. So. Anyway, so it is coming. The video will be done, but it's not here yet, so I apologise about that, but it is coming. Anyway, not to matter, because I was going to do a video about Court of the Dead. Anyway, and a few things have happened, which makes for more to talk about. So anyway, for those of you who don't know, most of you probably do, but for those of you who don't know, back in 2017 when I first started collecting statues, I'd moved from Hot Toys into statues. I was a massive Court of the Dead fan, and I had a huge Court of the Dead collection. I'll put some photographs of. I haven't got many pictures left now. Unfortunately, I deleted a lot of them, of the individual statues sort of thing. But I've got a few left of my collection, and I think it's safe to say I probably had the largest Court of the Dead collection here in the UK, and I was very active in the community. Sideshow used to do these brilliant live streams, and we'd all be in the chat, and I mean the amount of stuff that Sideshow used to send free stuff out. I remember I had a box come off them with books and pins and posters and all sorts of stuff in it. And I mean, I bought the t-shirts. I had a whole range of the pins. That, I mean, they had the apples. I've still got all the books upstairs. I still kept up buying all the books and following the storylines because there were some fantastic storylines. And I knew a lot of the active members that were massive fans of it. Obviously, Eric in America, who was probably the biggest Court of the Dead fan going. But I left. I sort of left in about 2019, I think it was. I started selling my collection off, and there were one or two. There were a few things that happened. One of the things that happened was mine began with the release of they did Odium Incarnated Rage, which I didn't like that piece at all, and I just felt that on the community side, Sideshow first of all has stepped in and said, right, we're not giving prizes outside of America. So us here in the UK and in the EU, because there were quite a few of us used to jump on this, felt a little disgruntled by this, being honest. Didn't, you know, that wasn't great. At least offer us the prizes and offer us, you know, say you'll have to pay for the shipping, whatever. I'd have been happy to do that. Anyway, that's by the by. And I just had a very strong feeling that all wasn't well within the court, and that certainly proved to be the case, because slowly but surely, the last two statues that I had on pre-order, which was the Dreadsbane Enforcer Oglavale and Relic Ravlatch, I cancelled my pre-orders on those because I'd seen Prime 1 were doing Lord of the Rings, and I wanted to jump into that line, which I did, obviously. And so I cancelled those. I'll come back to those two pieces in a bit if I remember. There's a lot to talk about in this. So I just felt that things were kind of ending, which they kind of did. So I sort of felt that it was sort of the end. It felt like it was the end of the court. The live streams had pretty much dried up altogether. There was no communication going on between sort of Sideshow and the fan base, which was always there, which was the best. One of the best parts of it was a real strong community spirit. And I mean, I think the last piece that they revealed, premium format, was that atrocious. I don't mean to be rude, but I thought it was horrendous. Was that Oathbreaker Strife? The character no one had heard of in any of the books, and to me it just looked awful. It looked rushed. Just here you go, get on with that. But then there was nothing. There was nothing for 4 years. Now, fair play to all of you guys who stuck with it and were patient and waited. I wouldn't have waited 4 years. Simple as that. So I would have ended up getting rid of all my collection anyway and doing what I did. I would have just been a little bit later to doing it. So that kind of is how I sort of left that and got into what I'm doing. And by the time I think I'd already got my T800 was already here, and I'd got Sauron was here, but I did a video for it was actually from one of the Facebook groups, and one of the guys said, "You want to stick that on YouTube, mate?" And that was kind of the birth of this channel. So that brings you up to that point, and I've referred back to Caught Dead a couple of times. Anyway, so a few months ago, I pre-ordered the Succubus by Sideshow Collectibles because I think it looks absolutely fantastic. And certainly with all the recent events, and we watched my previous video, I've really been pining after how I used to feel about statues. And there was, when I was buying the Sideshow ones, I was just as excited, if not more so. With those arriving, they came in one box. Shipping was 60 quid. I'm not saying it's going to be that now, but it was. I mean, I think I had an import fee for one of my Caught the Dead bits. In fact, I can remember what it was. It was the Cleopsis. My import fee was £6. £6. True story. So I've sort of been pining over the nostalgia of statues recently. So when I pre-ordered the Succubus, and I've been looking at some other statues from Sideshow. I thought, you know, with everything that's going on with these stupid shipping costs and ridiculous pre-order costs, I thought, and I don't want to get out of statues. I thought, stop. And I've changed one of the rooms upstairs. I've changed that now, and I've got a load of display space in there, and the premium formats from Sideshow will fit in there beautifully. So anyway, they revealed out of nowhere came this Slayer, is it her name? The Japanese, anyway, looked awesome, and with an amazing light up base, which was really, really cool. I pre-ordered it straight away, and I've not told any of you that. I pre-ordered that straight away. I thought it'll go brilliant with the Succubus. They'll look really cool together. Now, when all of the, and anyone who's into Caught the Dead will back me up on this. Whenever we had the live streams, I used to get really heavily involved in them and in the chat section and all that. Even though like the Caught the Dead split into 3 factions, Bone, Spirit, and Flesh, I was a Bone faction. My favourite statue, it's one of my favourite statues I've ever owned, was Zyle premium format, and that will be the first and probably only statue that I've owned that I will actively be buying back. I will now be trying to find her. Well, I have found her actually, but I'm not paying the price they want. I will also be looking to get 2 of the pieces that I had on pre-order, which I never owned, which was the Dreadsbane Enforcer, Oglavale, and Relic Ravlatch. I don't think I've ever seen that one up for sale. Relic Ravlatch is super. But yeah, Zyle, because Zyle was like my favourite. I loved her, and I was Bone faction, and I'd say that's one I've spoken about her on previous videos. One of the best statues I've ever owned. I think it's one of the best statues Sideshow have ever made, and I think you could put that up against most statues. She really is an incredible piece. But I always championed and repeatedly pushed, and used to whinge like fuck when they didn't do it, for an X-Rail, because he was my favourite character. He was in one of the books, one of the first comic books. I can't remember the name of it now. I can't remember it. He's in there with Kia. And he's Flesh faction, but he was actually, because it's all about a war between heaven and hell, and they're sort of, the dead are stuck in the middle. I'm not going to get into all that. But he was an angel and a demon. So he was on both sides, and then he's joined the underworld, and he fights with these daggers, you see. And he's just really cool. Really cool. He reminds me a bit of Thrax out of Bad Company, who was in 2000 AD. Any of you that got 2000 AD, if you read Bad Company, he's Thrax. He looks exactly like Thrax, I think. Reminds me of Thrax anyway, because Thrax always wore long trench coats. Yeah, so Spooktacular's on. And I already knew it was coming because they actually released a piece of artwork, a beautiful piece of artwork, saying we're going to be doing X-Rail. So I thought, brilliant. You know, I'm not going to get all jumping in with both feet, but I always said, and I said at least a year ago, one of my videos, if ever they did an X-Rail, I would buy it straight away regardless. I would 100%, because it's the one piece I was desperate for them to make. So I'll definitely be pre-ordering that. I'll definitely be getting it. It looks fantastic. And I'm going to have a few Caught the Dead pieces displayed in my to be my study. It's my spider room. It used to be it used to be my daughter's bedroom, then it was a spare bedroom. Now it's my spider room study. I've got some shelves. Anyway, regardless. So yeah, it'll go in there. So I'm going to get a few Court of the Dead pieces. I'm very interested to see what comes up next in the future. There's a few characters I'd love to see done. Drimdram and whatever is one. Anyway, yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot. You go and read the Chronicle, you'll see all the different characters in the Chronicles. If anybody wants a copy, I've got 2. And if you're in the UK, I'll happily send you one. Just let me know. So yeah, and I'll be hunting down, say, Xyle, the premium format. I'll be hunting her down. I will also be hunting down. I might buy Sheev because Sheev's still available on Sideshow. In fact, I looked today. She's about 300 quid, 300 bloody pound, 380 pound. Anyway, I've just lost a £700 deposit. I could have bought it twice. It's stupid, isn't it? Stupid. That's just what I'm saying. And I'll be just as excited to get that. I know it's not as popular as doing certain other pieces, but I've got wetter stuff coming, which because I can get it from Wetter EU. So that's kind of where I am. So I've got the Succubus pre-ordered and coming at some point. The Slayer one pre-ordered. I'll be pre-ordering X-Rail, and I'm very excited to see what else Sideshow do. And yeah, and I have always said, and I always will say, that I think the Court of the Dead is some of the best work Sideshow have ever done. They're stunningly beautiful statues. I'm very excited to be dipping my toe back into the Court of the Dead pool. I won't be going all in because I know Court of the Dead isn't going to be something that a lot of you are interested in, but they're still statues and there'll still be unboxing videos and they're nowhere near the poxy-arsed price of some of the things I have been buying. Certainly not shipping, anyway. An import, but we'll see. So yeah, so I just wanted to do this video, and because I say it's something that I was very passionate about. I don't know if some of you, I think at least 1 or 2 of you are Court of the Dead or were Court of the Dead. Let me know what you think to the reveal of X-Rail. Are you getting Slayer? Are you now tempted to look more at Court of the Dead? Thank you to everyone, by the way, who commented on the previous video. Got a great reception on that video. I was very pleased. A lot of comments as well, so cheers to all of you. Obviously, at some point, guys, there will be an unboxing coming up. I'll get it right. But yeah, that'll be hopefully the next video. In fact, I've got a few pieces due to come at any point, and I've actually bought a couple of pieces when I was off Sideshow when I was on there. And I think one of them is due to ship any day as well. So yeah, there we go. So there will be some stuff. There will be some stuff to do. Anyway, if you've enjoyed the video, you know the spool now. Click the old like button, leave me a comment. Love to hear from you. If you've not done so already, please consider subscribing to the channel. And I will see you all on the next video, which will hopefully be very soon. Hopefully it'll be very soon. And it'll be an unboxing video, as promised in the community section. Right, till then, cheers guys for watching. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all in the next video. Ciao.